Hello there guys and welcome back to my channel for yet another Chelsea transfer news video. Firstly, I want to say thank you for tuning in again. Please do leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does mean the world to me, so if you could smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, that'd be absolutely brilliant. It has been a few days since my last video. I do apologise about that, especially because Chelsea have actually been doing their absolute thing. Marina ain't messing about. Marina is not messing about. And if you missed my last video though, do check it out with the card up there. And as you might have been able to tell in the background already, we've had some new acquisitions for the background. Mr. Mason Mount behind me, the Champions League final matchday programme. Even though sadly I wasn't there, I thought, ooh, that would look nice. And it's lovely. It's lovely. I hope you like it as well. I certainly do. But enough waffle now. Enough waffle. And let's get into the nitty gritty. And what I'm mainly going to focus on today is, of course, Achraf Hakimi and his move to Chelsea edging ever closer. But I'll also give you a quick rundown of the huge Erling Haaland to Chelsea news that came out over the last few days, which obviously I haven't covered. Before that though, let's quickly cut to this. I want to say a massive thank you to OneFootball for partnering up with me and sponsoring my channel. Like the name suggests, it's a football app, and trust me, it's one of the best ones out there. You get all the latest football news from pretty much every single team and league all around the world. Never want to miss out on any news surrounding Chelsea again? OneFootball has got you covered. As you can see on screen now, all the news is all there in one place. Whether it's the latest injury news, articles before and after games, or of course, transfer rumours. And with the transfer window actually opening and coming up soon, as well, you'll definitely want to make use of that transfer indicator, which not only tells you about all the rumours out there, it also tells you how likely a certain transfer actually is to happen. Like I said, it's honestly a brilliant app that I can only recommend downloading with the link down in the description below. And downloading the app with my link also really helps out my channel. All it takes is literally a few seconds to click that link down in the description below. Doesn't matter whether you're on iPhone or Android, I download the app right there with that link. So again, go down below into the description and download the OneFootball app with my link right now. Alright, let's kick things off by speaking about Erling Haaland again. And the biggest story I didn't cover in the last few days is the fact that reportedly Chelsea have agreed personal terms with Erling Haaland. Other journalists have stated that those personal terms are not quite agreed, but that they won't make for a particular obstacle in Chelsea trying to sign the Norwegian from Borussia Dortmund, which is kind of what I already told you in my last video, in all honesty. But let's still hold our horses a little bit, because Manchester United had personal terms agreed with Jadon Sancho all of last summer. They also do now, but still never signed him so far at least, and they definitely didn't sign him last summer because they just never found an agreement over a transfer fee with Dortmund. So I don't think that's going to happen to Chelsea this summer, but it could. And personal terms being agreed doesn't do anything if you can't find an agreement with the selling club. That's just how it is. But that's just a quick rundown of the latest news, which you probably will have heard about, but I haven't covered here so far. With that out of the way though, let's talk about the real spicy news of the day though, because of course I already spoke about Achraf Hakimi in great detail last week. Check out that video if you want to know more about him as a player. But the reports over the last couple of days are that, they've really developed, and that Chelsea have, really taken a step forward in their pursuit of Achraf Hakimi. Initially, like 2 days or so ago, it was mostly Twitter in the know accounts reporting news of Hakimi to Chelsea being close and getting ever closer. But since then, a number of quite reliable journalists in Italy and in the first place, as well as then later on a few in England, have been reporting the same thing. Currently, there are two slightly different reports flying around that all have kind of the same headline. Chelsea are leading the race for Achraf Hakimi ahead of PSG and have offered 60 million euros plus Marcos Alonso for the Moroccan. And Inter do reportedly want a bit more cash, but it seems like we're not far from an agreement at all. The other report is saying that Inter Milan and their new manager Simone Inzaghi is actually not only interested in Marcos Alonso, but a certain someone a lot of you might have forgotten about. They're also interested in Davide Zappacosta. Yes, Chelsea still own him. He spent last season at Genoa on loan in the Serie A, of course, and Inter seem to have taken a fancy. Inter really do seem to have taken a fancy. And to be honest, it doesn't make sense, really, if you think about it, because if they're going to lose their right wing-back in Hakimi, it makes sense that they'd need and that they'd want a new right wing-back. And Davide Zappacosta could, solve that problem, I suppose. Just for quick clarification, right? This move is expected, Hakimi to Chelsea, to happen soon at this point, because, I'll tell you why. The financial year in football runs from July 1st to June 30th. And as I've mentioned before in previous videos, Inter Milan are in money trouble, in deep, deep money trouble, and they absolutely have to. Like, they are required to sell someone big before June 30th, and it's almost certainly going to be Achraf Hakimi. Now, in my personal opinion, these 60 million euros plus Alonso report is that Chelsea are playing hardball with Inter, right? That's my personal opinion. And we're going to play hardball until the very end, hoping to get him for probably 70 million euros straight or something like that. And then after July 1st, then we will sell them, Marcos Alonso and possibly Zappacosta as well, for probably a decent price that we kind of have pre-agreed. Because why would it be two separate deals, you might ask, right? Quite simple, really, in all honesty, because, like I said, Inter want the sale and need the sale of Hakimi on the books for this financial year, meaning it has to happen before June 30th, because they absolutely desperately need to even their numbers. But they want to sign players in the new financial year after July 1st, because, that way they can even those numbers by doing better in the Champions League, getting more prize money that way, as well as possible other player sales of course in January or even early next summer before June 30th, 2022, right? So they can still do that. And obviously, evening their numbers by selling Hakimi is kind of made it not fully redundant, obviously, because it'd still be more money, but it helps them more now to balance their books if they, sell Hakimi before June 30th and then sign Alonso and or Zappacosta after, if that makes sense. So that's what I think is going to happen. But now that we've got the technicalities out of the way, I do want to talk about the reports of people close to Hakimi giving out a bit of interesting and spicy information. It is said that PSG was Hakimi's first choice when they first came in with an offer a few weeks ago, and Hakimi and his team were actually quite confident of ending up in Paris this summer. They were already scouting for areas to live in and where to buy a house and all of that stuff. Like, this was looking strong for them, right? But there's kind of been radio silence from PSG since that initial offer for whatever reason. No one really knows as far as I'm aware. And since then, Chelsea have of course moved in, and Hakimi has taken a real liking to the idea of joining Chelsea. He would love to live and play in London. Reportedly, according to one of his friends, looking for a place to stay long term now. Of course, he's Moroccan, you know that. He plays for the Moroccan national team. But he's born and raised in Spain. And you know how they are in Spain. Big family people, not usually the jet setters of the world, are they? So when he was loaned out to Borussia Dortmund for 2 years, it was tough for him. Although, it did wonders for him as a footballer. It was probably tough for him on a personal level. And even in Milan, he's apparently never really managed to properly settle in, although possibly made more difficult by the global situation in the past year. But now he wants to go somewhere to stay there for long term. And apparently, London seems like a perfect fit to him. So, it's looking very, very good. The other thing that I have been told is that a childhood friend of Hakimi who's still quite close to him actually, has, said that Hakimi himself has actually decided to go to Chelsea now, and it's just about the clubs finding a final agreement, and that is expected to happen soon. Take this with a pinch of salt. I'm not going to sit here and claim, I'm this in the know person and this is 100,000% going to happen. I'm just telling you this. Take it with a pinch of salt. Believe it whether you want to or not, but that's just what I've been hearing, right? That's all I'm telling you. But like I said, I personally wouldn't expect the transfer to be done before, say, June 28th, 27th, something like that. It will be close to the 30th. That's for 100% sure, in my opinion. Because as I mentioned before, Chelsea will want to get the deal possible. We know Marina Granovskaya. She will want to get the best deal possible. And the closer we take Inter to that June 30th, when they are so desperate to sell someone before that date, the more likely we are going to be to get a better deal. So we're going to take them really close, in my opinion. And lastly, we do know that Hakimi is not solely, but majority, I can't talk. Mainly a club signing, right? Chelsea have been after him for years, way before Thomas Tuchel has ever set foot into Cobham and Stamford Bridge. But what I really want to know is how much does Thomas Tuchel want Hakimi? Because I kind of need to know that, because I've said it before. If the plan is to stick to a 3 at the back formation, no matter how little of a fan I am of that idea itself, if that's what Tuchel wants to do, I'm all for Hakimi. Let Tuchel do his thing and let him hopefully bring the Premier League back to Stamford Bridge next season. If Tuchel would actually prefer to change to a 4-3-3, a 4-2-3-1, a 4-2-4 or a 4-2-2-2, then I would personally see Hakimi as a bit of a waste of money, in all honesty, because I said this before, as a right wing back, he's worth that money. He might be the best right wing back in the world. But as a winger, as a right back, I really don't see it. But hey, that's going to be it from me today. Leave me your thoughts on the Achraf Hakimi story. Do you think he's worth it? Or do you think he would be a good signing for Chelsea? Let me know down in the comment section below. And please do smash that like button because it really, really do helps me out. It spreads these videos out to more people and that's how us content creators grow. So it honestly means the world to me if you could smash the like button. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already. That's what we're here for at the end of the day. We're on the road to 15,000 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. And the more of you that get subscribed, the quicker we will get there. So please do get subscribed. But yeah, that's going to be it from me. Thank you guys for watching. Up the Chelsea. And I'll see you next time.